Greetings once again, Highlanders fans. We're out at the Riverside Sports Complex talking with head baseball coach Doug Smith about the upcoming season. Coach, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks, John. Looking forward to getting started.
Well, it gets started in about a week, but today we're here for the alumni game. Can you give us a little preview of what to expect?
You know, the alumni game is a difficult game. First of all, they're going to have, I believe, an active professional playing at every position on the field. And I think they can run 8 innings of pitching at us with guys that are still playing professionally. And that's not counting the guys that have already left for big league camp. So today's going to be a hard day.
Let's talk about some of those folks that are no longer here, who graduated last year. Take a look back at 2012. How did the season end up, and how did it end up based on what you thought the team would do?
You know, it turned out similar to what we thought. We were very, very young. We had gotten wiped out the year before with graduation and the draft. We lost 10 guys that were significant to our program. And so we scuffled early, which didn't surprise us. By the end of the year, we had a pretty functional club. Won 2 out of 3 at Fullerton, beat SC at SC, and without the last weekend, when Cal Poly got us pretty good, we had a good last month of the season. The guys we lost off of last year's club that will influence us, Eddie Orozco is going to be difficult to replace, not only the innings but the human being. Vince Gonzalez played every game for us, led us in hitting, hit 350. Gavin Mills out of the bullpen threw in 25 games, and without Gavin we would have been in a lot worse shape than we were. So we lost 3 significant guys. We think we've replaced them well, and the guys that are returning are all better than they were last year.
What do you think the guys who are returning learned from last year, and especially the younger players after having 1 year of experience at the collegiate game?
Well, I think the first thing they learned was they weren't big enough and strong enough. I think the second thing that they learned is the game is a little quicker, the practices are a little tougher. It has been a completely different group of people that are back with us now. Same people, just they've grown a little bit. They're 10, 15 pounds heavier. They're more mature. So I'm anticipating them performing a little better.
Let's start starting pitching.
Yeah.
You lost Eddie Orozco, but everybody else returns. Who do you see as the Highlanders' weekend starters this year? I know it's early maybe to predict that, but then who do you see in the mix for the 4th and 5th starters?
Well, next weekend we go to Palm Springs and we play Gonzaga, Utah Valley, and then Oregon State twice. And we're going to go with Dylan Stuart on Friday night. Jake Smigelski, transfer from Rio Hondo, will go on Saturday. Ben Doucette closed for us last year, will throw on Sunday, and Mitch Patito will throw on Monday. We've taken Trevor Frank, who's been a starter for his first 3 years, and we've moved him to the back end of the game, and Trev's going to close for us, and we think that that is going to really help us at the end of the game as well.
Talk about your bullpen and the depth in the bullpen you'll be bringing this year.
You know, like our bullpen, we have a good mix. Like I said, we're going to close with Trevor Frank. He'll be set up by Zach Varela. The mixed guys after that, we have got Mark Garcia, who is a senior that's thrown a lot of innings for us, left-handed. Donovan Gonzales, right-hander, who has thrown a lot of innings for us. Kevin Sprague, another left-hander. Antonio Gonzalez, a left-hander. We think if our starters can get us through 6 solid innings, that our bullpen has got a chance to be pretty good to get us to Trevor in the 9th.
Well, the run environment has changed quite a bit over the past couple of years. The change in the bats have certainly been a part of that. That rule change made a couple of years back. How do you see the offense improving from last year?
We'll be so much better. We were so bad offensively last year. I mean, that's where our youth was. We played 5 freshmen on a pretty regular basis, and those guys, frankly, just got a little overmatched. I think we're much stronger this year. We'll score more runs. We'll be more efficient. One of the strengths of our club is the depth that we have. I think we have 14 guys. If you were to ask me to pick a starting lineup right now, I honestly couldn't do it. We've got 14 guys that have earned some starting time, some playing time, and so we're going to have to do some mix and match to see how that's all going to fit. But I think it's going to give us some depth that we haven't had maybe for a couple of years.
Well, let's walk through the positions, if you wouldn't mind. Let's start with catcher, work our way around the infield into the outfield.
You know, probably behind the plate is one of the deepest places we have. Bart Steponovich graduated last year but had a year of eligibility left and decided to come back and get his master's degree, much like Orozco did the year before. Drake Zarate is going to be an everyday player somewhere for us, whether it's catching part-time, DHing part-time, different places. And then we have a freshman, Matt Ellis, who's got a chance to be the best catch-and-throw guy we've had in a long, long time. I mean, he is a plus-plus defender. At first base, we bring back Kyle Boudreau. We can move Drake Zarate over there. We have a freshman named Francisco Tellez out of San Diego that I really like. He's going to be an everyday player in our program. We can always bring back Clayton Prestridge in from out of the outfield and kind of played over there. He played over there a little bit last year, so we have some depth there. At second base, Joe Chavez, Nick Vilter, and again Clayton Prestridge. At shortstop, Eddie Young returns and will be our starter, but we have some flexibility there with Vilter and Rubanowitz and Chavez as well. At third base, it'll be Alex Rubanowitz and Cody Hof. So there's a lot of people in there, and those guys have all had really good falls, and we're going to have to find a way to get them all some playing time to see who's actually going to play the best in the game. In the outfield, similar situation. A lot of guys that can play. David Andriese back will play every day in right field. In center field, Devyn Bolansky, who played every day as a freshman last year until he got hurt. Returns. Phil Holinsworth, who played center after Devyn got hurt, returns and will play left as well. Kevin Davidson comes back after hitting over 300 last year and limited at bats. And a number of our infielders like Hof and Chavez can also play the outfield. So we have some depth out there. We got a chance to be okay out there.
Let's look towards conference play. The Big West Conference Coaches Bowl came out recently. Where do you see the Highlanders fitting in, and who do you see battling for the top spots in the Big West?
Well, I think they picked us in about the right spot in the sense that, I mean, that's where we were last year. And I think if you're looking from the outside in, there's primarily the same people, so why would you expect much of a change? I would expect us to perform higher than that. I think Fullerton and Irvine will be the top two teams in the league. Long Beach is going to be good. Cal Poly is going to be good. Santa Barbara is going to be good. I think we fit in that mix. The Hawaii, none of us have seen Hawaii very much. It'll be an interesting scenario bringing Hawaii in and see how they fit in the pack. But I know Coach Trapp and Coach Mack used to be here, our volunteers, so I know they'll be good. So I'm looking forward to it.
We've already talked about the new players that you have on the squad. You also have some new coaches with the team.
We bring back Bobby Applegate and Bryson LeBlanc for their second year, and it's made a big difference with the three of us knowing each other a little bit. Last year, not only was our team so young, but an entirely new coaching staff. It was a difficult transition. We bring in one new coach this year. Brett Martinez has left us, getting his master's degree in special ed. And we brought in Jake Valentine from Stephen F. Austin University, and been a great fit. Big energy guy. The players really like him, and he's been a good fit with Bryson and Bobby and myself. So I'm really happy with our coaching staff right now, and it's a little bit more comfortable situation because we know each other a little bit better.
We've already talked a little bit about the alumni game, but what does it mean to you to have been here as long as you've been, to see the number of players who come back every year?
You know, it's really fun, and I know Jack feels the same way. He'll be here today. To see guys come back and see them be adults and have families and real jobs and be productive and all of those things, and they tell the stories about how mean you were to them and the whole thing, and it really is rewarding for us to have those guys back, and it's a very, very enjoyable day. It's a hectic day, and I hope the alumni is not very good, but I don't think that's going to be the case.
Well, looking ahead a couple of months, if the Highlanders are able to work their way into the upper division of the Big West Conference and compete for an NCAA playoff berth, what are the things that have gone right to get us there?
Well, I think the starting pitching, you know, we got a couple of new guys in the rotation. Those guys are going to have to step up and do what we think they can do, and they certainly have the capabilities of doing that. We'll have to remain healthy. We're like a lot of college baseball teams. We don't have enough depth to overcome a number of injuries. And those guys that are sophomores now, that core group of 5 or 6 guys that were freshmen that played last year, we need them to step up and have good years. They've had great falls, their work ethic is outstanding, and I anticipate them being very good. They just have to do it.
Well, good luck against the alumni today, Coach. Good luck the rest of the season.
Thanks, John. Appreciate it.